Sounds like I'm not the only one up early on a Super Saturday. Anyway, welcome back, Hot Dogs and Donuts. Y'all already know it's your boy Spider Pig, Super Saturday. So you already know I'm ready to wake up and go nuts. Anyways, we got some more Dragon Ball content to review. Because you know that's what I do on Saturdays. I wake up early and watch my Saturday morning cartoons and ish. Hey, if you don't like Saturday morning cartoons, hey, just go ahead and support your boy. We do networking in the chat. Everybody get a wrench as long as you say hi and you ain't talking no shit. Because, when I come back and check your references after the video, then I'll know whether if you need a wrench or not. And then I'll just take it away because, I can delete all at any point in time. Therefore, we got a show about it. Like to hear it? Here it goes. Got some good short clips to start off for the day. Other than that, we got a Beyond Dragon Ball Super Beerus approved Goku's rematch as the ultimate warrior battles again. Ultimate Battle of Gods Part 2 type shit. Appreciate that.
I finally caught you. It's a real shame because I won't let go until I drain your energy. No, don't even think you can run away kicking me because I won't let go. Never will, right? Don't let go. I see. He absorbs his opponent's energy with his hands. I won't let go. Don't let go, Android. Don't do it! It looks like you've absorbed quite a bit of energy, but you won't do it again without your hands. How can you be afraid? But you're an android. Take this! This attack is called Super Vegeta's Big Explosion.
He said he knocked that big boy out, boy. He had to put him 106 in park in a section that was reserved
Gohan
for the
fights like a
L's.
demon, quite literally. It's weird to think about, but while characters like Goku and Tien have fighting styles based on the Turtle and Crane schools, more traditional martial arts schools, Gohan studied under Piccolo, who, while an alien, was also part of the Demon Clan. Plenty of his moves, like the Masenko, are demonic techniques. It literally means demon's flash of light, while the Makan Kozapo, though over here it's translated as special beam cannon, actually means demon penetrating killing light gun. After all, Piccolo's original reason for training Gohan was not just to defeat the Saiyans, but to make him into his personal demon underling. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot calls it the Mazokuryu, or the Demon Clan style. And although Gohan has since then combined it with his father's own teachings, using things like the Kamehameha more prominently, he's also managed to pass on the demon style with future Trunks, another user of the Masenko. It's ironic how much good a style birthed from evil has done.
Them impact statements after the castle. Hey, JR, nigga. Ain't it a blessing? We made it out of Lansing after all that hell in that bitch, nigga. After Michigan State, after Hubbard, when our mans told on us, the bands they took from us. Joy Road, bitch, but the money long as 6 mile, brick mile.
I actually want to see that whole video performed by her because she was using a T Grizzly song. I believe that's his name. I mean, I don't listen to him like that. But y'all know what I'm talking about, though, when I'm talking about it, right? Maybe. But, anyways, so since she did the song, I wonder if she did the full song because she was putting the Spider Man references in the song to go with the verse. If y'all don't comprehend that, just comment about it. We can talk in the comment section because you know how we are. We got a show to do and more than one to do today, so we're gonna have to keep it rolling. Shouts out to this Chris Bell. Is that an animation or is this? It's not AI because I hate when people say, "Oh, it's just AI now." Man, you got motherfuckers out here who can really draw, though. You see what I'm saying? And what the fuck do you think AI does? It just digitally creates an image off of another image. But anyways, I ain't gonna argue with y'all about AI either. 'Cause, hell, we just gonna keep it
So,
pushing.
you find yourself on the Unrelent Gaming channel. How fortunate for you. I, Lord Freezer, will spare your life as long as you subscribe and turn on notifications. Also, don't forget to become a member of Unrelent Gaming's Patreon for tons of exclusive content to early access media and much more. Do it now, or else.
Well, I must say that while I am rather glad to see that both Goku and Vegeta are back on Lord Beerus's planet and ready to begin with their training, there appears to be something that seems to have rather piqued Lord Beerus's curiosity, which I can't help but wonder now on what he intends to do with it.
As our story now continues, 24 hours later, back on Beerus' planet with both Beerus and Whis having to anticipate and waiting for Goku and Vegeta to arrive on Beerus' planet, it was only just upon with the very annoyed Beerus being shown having to circle in place while he was talking to Whis upon having to wait for Goku and Vegeta was when Beerus went on to quickly respond, "Oh, where are they, Whis? For those Saiyans should have already been here by now, and since they are never known to go and miss a single day of training here with us, now I can't help but worry and wonder if something has happened to them. Well, at least with Goku, because I could really go and care less about what happens to that idiot student of yours. But it's Vegeta that I'm mostly worried about here, and so where do you think they could be, Whis?" With Whis responding, "Well, truthfully, I wouldn't go and just simply jump the gun here just yet, sire, as I'm sure that they are both fine and well, and more than likely on their way here, and so I really don't think that you ought to worry yourself here, which I say this only because, not for nothing, my lord, but you have been a little moody here as of late, if I'm simply being honest with you here." Which, speaking of our fellow students, Goku and Vegeta then suddenly went on to arrive via instant transmission, and it would appear as though they both seem to be doing just fine, Lord Beerus, and even though they are just about 30 minutes late in having to arrive here, I'm pretty sure that they are both eagerly ready and having to begin their training for this upcoming event, as I'm confident that we will go and get as much out of them that we possibly can, Whis continues, which I'm sure that both you and I are very excited in seeing as to what will come out of all of this, Lord Beerus, and so what do you say? With Beerus responding, "Yeah, well, they're still late by almost an entire hour here, and so whether they are both ready to go and do this or not," Beerus chimes in, "and I'm not going to go and waste my time here if they aren't looking to go and take this seriously here, Whis." With Whis responding, "Well, I don't think that it's because they don't really care, sire, but nevertheless, since you seem to be very annoyed as of late, and I do hereby want to go ahead now and welcome you both back here once again, as you are both just in time."
Now, see, I like how they both instant transmission back in because technically, when Vegeta left, he just said, "You know what? Beerus is kind of pissed. He said to burn the fuck out, I'm going home. So he left. Instant transmission. Boom. Didn't even wait for Weiss to take him, which was actually smart because, that instant transmission is faster than Weiss's travel speed because Weiss just flies there. He's super fast and can, usually only takes him a few minutes. But hell, he said, nah, we can instant transmission, which shows Vegeta's character development because he don't care about using the technique that he said he's going to leave to Kakarot. I don't want to learn instant transmission because it's Kakarot's technique. Yeah, it's the easiest of the Yardratian techniques apparently because that was the only one Goku was able to learn in his short period of time there, which really wasn't short because Goku stayed on Yardrat for months, damn near a year and some change they said. But by the time he made it back, because hell, it took a while for them to fix Frieza because hell, although he is a super mutant, he ain't have it like that. Hell, they had the technology to fix him in his species is able to survive after some damage, which is why Trunks blew him the fuck up after he sliced him the fuck up. But hell, yeah, y'all know how that goes. Yeah, but it's nice to see that they actually go beyond Vegeta being Vegeta. Well, I don't want to do this because that's Kakarot's technique. And why do they look like they damn near the same height? Somebody's fucking up in their drawing scheme because they got these two acting like they side by side. But for that to happen, I mean, he's only slightly shorter here. Like you see where the level of the feet is indicated by the mouse. But hell, that's another story. Like here it goes.
With Goku responding, Vegeta, you dog. So when exactly were you planning on going and telling me that you were off to go train with Trunks and train alongside him and not only strengthening his endurance, but by also helping him achieve the ranks of Super Saiyan God like that? With Vegeta responding right around the same time where you had went and babbled about this upcoming Omniversal tournament to your youngest son, you clown. Which is yet now, once again, another reason as to why you need to learn how to go and shut your mouth because Trunks wouldn't have been nagging you to go and join this second tournament of power if you hadn't went and ruined it all by telling Goten Kakarot. And so now try not to go and babble some more after we're done and having to train up here, Vegeta continues, because the last thing that we need right now is to have you go and tell the entire world about it all, Kakarot. With Whis responding, well, I hope that the two of you are finished and having to argue with one another because not only do we have much to undertake before you are all to go and engage within this upcoming Omniversal tournament, and because of this, I just want you both to know that from here on until the final hour draws near and having us be summoned to finally compete within this upcoming tournament, we will go about by having to go and train you non-stop as individuals, and so I hope that you both came to understand that there will be minimal breaks and rest periods in between each session, Whis adds. And as I do also hope that you are both ready and well rested because the two of you are going to need it, which I'm sure won't come as any issue for you both once our training here is to go and begin, as Beerus went on to then quickly intervene by responding, and you better not go and get the wrong idea here by assuming that we'll be going and taking things easy on the two of you, because while I intend on going and training Vegeta with the sole purpose of winning this Omniversal tournament if I don't just go and happen to win this entire thing myself, and so understand that I am not going to settle for second place here, or else there's going to be a lot of hell to pay when this is all over with, Saiyans. So you'll have to go and excuse Lord Beerus here for just a moment. Whis went on to respond to both Goku and Vegeta by whispering, because not only has he been a little cranky as of late ever since learning about this upcoming tournament, but he also hasn't went and taken a nap in quite some time as well, and so he's just a little restless at the moment, but he should be fine. With Beerus responding, then just why in the world are you going around and telling these Saiyans about my business and what it is that I do or don't do around my planet here, Whis? They don't need to know everything that goes on around here, and so stop telling them that I'm cranky because I'm not. Do you understand? I mean, look at me. Do I look like I'm cranky to you or what? Now go ahead and go and take it back right now, and I mean it, Whis. With Whis responding, well, I didn't mean for you to go and take things personal here between us, Lord Beerus, but I was simply just informing our students here on what it is that they can go and expect from you, since, of course, your actions as of late almost kind of implies that you might be nervous about this upcoming event, my lord. With Beerus shouting, do I look like I'm nervous about anything here, Whis? You better cut that out right now or else, because I'm not cranky, I'm not nervous, and I'm not worried, and so now stop that. With Goku chiming in, well, that's okay, Lord Beerus. I mean, even though we don't really have that much time before this tournament starts, I don't really think that there is anything that you really ought to be worried here with us. Hey, wait, I know, Goku then went on to quickly shout. Now, maybe I'm wrong with what it is that I have in mind here, but I surely don't think that you would mind it if you were able to somehow go and show me on how to do so. And so, before we go and kind of split off with our own respective teachers and wanting to go and start our training with both you and Whis individually, I kind of sort of had an idea for something. Well, of course, ever since you brought it up, Lord Beerus, with Beerus responding, and just what exactly are you getting at here, Saiyan? Because maybe you haven't realized it by now, Beerus says, but we are not so lucky to be given all the time in the world to go and waste when there's a tournament right around the corner, and so what are you trying to say here? Because I don't like that stupid look on your face right now, and so you might as well just go and get on with whatever it was you suddenly wanted to go and ask me, Goku, with Goku then responding, well, I was wondering more about what you had mentioned to me earlier, and since I think that you would be the best person to go and ask about, then, well, I kind of wanted to go and ask you about if it would be okay with you, of course, in, well, having you go and show me on how I could perhaps better utilize that erasure technique that you and Vegeta already know about, since I only ever went along ahead to use the Hakai once before, and so since I did, I figured that it would be okay with you and maybe showing me a better way on how I could maybe perhaps. Have you completely lost your mind, or are you simply too stubborn to understand the obvious here? Goku, Beerus went on to then quickly interrupt Goku by grabbing him by the shirt and responding, as we are all here by now stuck in having to be in this situation because of you, Goku. As it was you who had went on to go and remind the Omni Kings in the first place to go and do this again someday, did you not? Beerus continues. And so it's because you went and had reminded them about it that the rest of us now have to go and pay the price because of your foolishness once again, Goku. And on top of that, you also have the nerve to go and ask me about how you can go and better utilize the Hakai, a technique that you stole from me. Well, let me go and tell you something then, Goku, as I will not allow for you to go and run amok around here and expect for there not to be any repercussions to follow. Do you understand? So don't go and tell me on what it is that I need to go and do. Don't go and tell me as to how I ought to be acting around here on my planet, nevertheless. And more importantly, is don't you dare ever go and steal my techniques from me and ask me later on how you can better utilize them afterwards. Do I make myself clear here, Goku? Good, and so now let that go and be the first and last time that I warn you, Goku, for you are in no real position to be bossing me around on my planet like this, and so why don't you just go and start your training with Whis while I go and help train Vegeta in the meantime, since he is the one who directly trains under me and not you, and so you can forget it. But I know that judging from that look on your stupid face over there that you're thinking about something, aren't you? And so just say it, Beerus continues. And you better make sure that this has nothing to go and do with having me teach you about the secrets behind how to properly use the essence of Hakai to erase someone here either, because my answer still stands as no. And so just hurry it up and go and get into whatever it is you have in mind here, because I don't have all day to be standing around here and wasting my time, Goku. With Goku responding, well, truthfully, I was thinking if you and I could maybe engage in a quick sparring match against one another, because not only has it been an extremely long time since you and I were last seen in having to go head-to-head in a battle, Lord Beerus, but on top of it all, I really wanted to go and see if I could beat you this time around, since I kind of already have an idea as to where Vegeta stands when using that mastered ultra ego of his, and so now because of this, I wanted to go and see if maybe I could. What is wrong with you? Beerus went on to then quickly shout upon being shown grabbing onto Goku's shirt. Have you completely went and lost your mind here, or what, Goku? For what exactly makes you want to go and test the waters by challenging me to a rematch here? Because you wouldn't go and win either way, even if I just so happened to have went and accepted your stupid suggestion in doing so, and so you can't beat me, and so my answer is no, so you can just forget it. Well, geez, Lord Beerus, I didn't really mean to upset you in any kind of way here, but I only figured that it would be best for me to go and test my strength and seeing where I stand when facing off against the sitting god of destruction, and so I just wanted to go and see if I could beat you this time, since, well, it has been a very long time since you and I had battled against one another, so I really didn't think that you'd be this angry with me, but you can't
can't just go and continue to blame me for this tournament having to happen either because, well, I'm sure that the Omni Kings would have called for one to happen sooner or later anyways, right? With Whis responding, now while I do in fact understand your hesitation in wanting to go and take Goku up on his offer here, I do, however, would like for you to go and consider this, Lord Beerus, Whis continues. For even you had once said that when the day finally comes where you deem for Goku to be strong enough and being a worthy enough rival to contend against, then I'd like to simply go as far as to remind you here that Goku's growth has been nothing short of extraordinary, and well, it's all simply because of this, and since the tournament is right around the corner, of course, then why not simply go and take this time to go and make Goku regret this decision in having to call you out for a duel, Whis continues, and especially if you truly still believe for yourself to be far stronger than Goku is, of course, since of course I don't believe that it'll be a good enough look for you to simply go and have Goku call you right out for a quick sparring bout, only to watch you go and turn right around and walk away with your tail tucked between your legs. Now, wouldn't it, Lord Beerus? Oh, now I see on what you're getting at here, Beerus went on to then quickly respond, but you aren't slick, Whis, so don't go thinking for 1 second that I'm not already on to you and what it is that you are trying to go and pull here, because I can already see through your little blissful attitude, and so I know that you are trying to bait me into doing this, Whis. But even if, let's just say, if I were to somehow go and take interest in dueling him, then how exactly will this benefit me here, huh? As you can go on and smile at me all you want, but I know for an absolute fact that you're up to something, Whis, as I can already see it since it's already written all over your face, with Whis responding, well, I do find myself rather very intrigued by this concept that Goku has brought to your attention here, Lord Beerus, for the potential benefits of this rematch with Goku far outweigh your irritation towards him, Whis adds, as wouldn't it be wiser to just go and accept this challenge to wage a quick duel between you two, and therefore maintaining your dignity and confirming your absolute authority over him, rather than be known as being a destroyer who simply tucked his tail between his legs and walked away, my lord? And as I'm sure you would come to ultimately agree with me that it would, because if you can come to agree in having to take Goku up on his offer, then not only would this be a great way for you to go and showcase your strength here against them, Whis adds, but you could permanently go and set the boundary that Goku must respect in leaving no ambiguity about your divine superiority in question. But if you lose, Whis continues, then I think teaching Goku more about how to utilize a destroyer's Hakai within his own reach would be more than fair now, don't you think? Yeah, so what do you think, Lord Beerus? Goku responds. Do you think you have what it takes to beat me this time around? Because a lot has changed since you and I were last shown having to battle one another, and so what do you say? So you really want to go through with this now, do you? Beerus went on to then quickly respond by questioning. Well, fine, but don't go and get cocky here, Saiyan, because indeed a lot has in fact changed since the first time you and I had battled, but if I'm going to go and agree to this, then you will have to ultimately come to agree with my terms for this battle of ours as well, and so listen closely. Since you are already annoyingly difficult to deal with, especially when you've already convinced yourself of something that you desperately feel so very convicted for, then I will only ever go and allow for you to face me at my best if you are to go and restrict yourself from going as far as to go and use that angel form against me, Goku. And so I will go and allow for you to go as far as to only use that primal ultra instinct level of yours against me, but you will not go any higher than that, otherwise you will be breaking our agreement here if you do. And so now, do you understand? Wait, what you're saying is that no matter what happens, so as long as I'm not using my angel form, then you'll agree to go all out here against me, Goku questions? But are you sure that you're not a little curious about having to see where I stand here against you by using my angel power, Lord Beerus? With Beerus responding, you will go and leave that level of power out of this, as I will only agree to this battle if you are to refrain from using that angel form of yours, and in case you are wondering as to why that is, then you should go and shift your attention towards our coming battle here instead, because I will not be going easy on you, especially with everything it was that I have seen and with everything that I know. And so now hurry it up and go and show me as to what you're made of, but remember what I said, Beerus continues. You are not allowed to go and use that angel form of yours in this battle either, otherwise you will voluntarily forfeit your position here against me, which will automatically mean that I win, Goku. So do be sure to go and keep that in mind here, and so now let's do this again. Then So now go and hurry and do whatever it is that you typically go and do to channel all
All
of
right,
your power
that
onto the
didn't
surface
kill
here,
me, but
because
you
I
know,
don't have all day to
first
be
dab of
going
the
and
day.
wasting
Wake
my
up,
time by
back.
having it solely be spent and giving it all towards you, Goku. And don't forget about what it was that we had just talked about here either. Saiyan Beerus adds upon Goku now being shown slowly gathering his energy together. And as long as you can go and keep that in mind, then I will give you what you want. And so now hurry up and let's do this. To which it was only within these very moments now, with Goku being shown having to unleash the full force of his primal ultra instant variation whilst having Vegeta look on, was when Vegeta went on to then further question, tell me something, Whis. Why did Lord Beerus agree to do this if he's not going to allow for Kakarot to go and use that angel form of his if he just so chooses? With Whis responding, well, I do believe that deep down you and I both know as to why that is. Whis went on to then respond, but nevertheless, let us just go and sit back and enjoy the show between them, because I have a feeling that it ought to be a good one, and I might even dare say a quick one as well. Oh damn, this Saiyan. Beerus went on to then oversee Goku transforming by then responding, as I knew that this day would ultimately come. For Goku has surpassed everything that I thought was previously possible, but this right here is different. Different to a level that even makes me second guess myself here, but even as I stand here and having to go and put my abilities in question here against you, Saiyan, you better not go and think twice about what it is that I am feeling here, because not only am I not afraid of what your power has evolved itself into, but I also welcome the coming moments of our battle here between us, since it's been a very long time since we've held one here, as I also intend on not allowing you to go and fall victim to the likes of you here whatsoever.
Now, see, this is what I'm saying about how short Vegeta was earlier, right? Because his hair is barely coming above Whis' shoulder. You see what I'm saying? Knowing damn well he ain't that motherfucking tall to begin with. But now look at the explosion of Goku's aura in the background, as seen on the right side of the screen. For those who don't know what the right side of the screen is, yeah, you right. But anyways, I love how they still troll us with this type of stuff, because this is exactly what Whis is actually trying to teach them not to do. See, you having to release all this big ass blast of energy when you're transforming is why you don't have enough energy to keep preforming at this level for longer amounts of time. If you're able to transform while keeping all this energy in, guess what? Now later on in the fight, you can use all that energy that was just dispelled, because that's what it was. It was dispelled from your body, so you could transform. It defeats the whole purpose of the training. That's what Super Saiyan Blue was supposed to be about. That's why when they transform into Super Saiyan Blue and they go into that animation, that shows that most of the energy is being contained within their body. Yeah, that there's a slight little light emanating around their body when they transform, and then it redigitizes their whole body, right? Which is why I like that transformation, because like I said, it's a little blue light that emanates around their whole body, and then it literally goes from their foot up to their head as they transform, and then, oh, blue hair. Yeah, blue hair up in that piece, but it's way smaller, and therefore they have way more energy, because you don't have this big ass explosion of aura, because they got an aura farm for Goku now. They've been watching Sung Jin Woo too much, and now they got to take every opportunity to farm the aura. Better give me some drink, because that dab there knocked some of that sense up out me.
Isn't going to be as easy for me to go and try to bring you down as it was the first time when I had faced the Beerus continues. I am going to go and make it my mission to go and remind this Saiyan on just who exactly it is that he will be dealing with here. Mark my words. But then, it was only just within these very moments now, with Primal Ultra Instinct Goku now having to make his presence known by revealing his power to Beerus, was when Goku then went on.
That's Primal Goku, aka Mullet Goku. Shouts out to the mullets, because I guess my guy's like into bringing back that hairstyle. So he's like, yeah, Super Saiyan 3 was long hair, so I'm gonna give Goku and Vegeta some, give them some mullets. Shout out to Joe Dirt.
To respond, I'm sorry to go and keep you waiting there, Lord Beerus. Beerus, but now that I'm finally ready to go and get this going, Goku says, what do you say we go and jump right into it then? Because I can only promise you that this will be over before you know it, Lord Beerus. Or so you think, Beerus went on to then quickly respond upon now being shown clenching onto his fists. But I'll go and allow for you to go and run that mouth of yours for the time being, because what is about to come next will be a reflection of the events that were shown and having to take place before, Goku. As you should know better than anyone that I am not for one to be challenged like this, but since you caught me by surprise with this request of yours, Beerus continues, you can go and best believe that I'm going to make sure that this is going to be the last time that you ever go and do such a thing. And so are you ready? With Goku responding, oh, I'm more than ready, Lord Beerus, but I hope that you don't go and hold this against me once this is all over, Goku adds, because I don't intend on having to go and make this personal, but I'd be lying to you if I said that I wasn't excited about this. And so yes, for I am ready whenever you are, because now that I know on what to expect from you, Goku continues, I hereby intend on having to go and avenge my loss here against you as we even the score here between us once and for all, Lord Beerus. But then, it was only within these very moments now simultaneously where we get to see how timeline number C427 seems to be in a very dire state, with future Trunks barely shown having to crawl away seemingly enough from a very dangerous enemy, was when Trunks went on to then say to himself, I have to hurry and try to go and grab a hold of that time machine so that I can hurry and reach Goku and my father before it's too late, as I can't let this be in what results in the destruction of everyone and everything throughout the annals of history itself. And so I have to go and try to hurry before these maniacs are able to go and reach it before I am able to, because I never in my entire life would have ever have imagined for things to go and end up and having them turn out this way. But I must continue to go and try to get inside of my time machine while there's still a bit of time that's left, since they haven't gone as far as to find me just yet. But then, it was only midway during Trunks' escape as an unknown entity went on to address Trunks directly, was when this entity went on to then quickly respond, and then there is you, as I am repulsed by the arrogance of your pathetic mortal nature, for your travels throughout space-time and having to go back and forth between them had not only disrupted the natural orders of the events that should have followed the way that they were meant to be, but you have also shown a flagrant disregard for the sanctity of existence itself by disrespecting the rule of law which I had already went and set into motion for you to follow long before you had even existed, Saiyan. And to believe that you could go and alter the course of history and to assume yourself within the position in attempting to play the role of God makes me utterly sick to my stomach, Trunks. For such hubris is unforgivable, as you yourself are just one of many examples of those whom are also a part of the very embodiment of what it is that you stand for as well, which is something that I absolutely loathe in having to go and now know about, mortal. But then, it was all of a sudden now from out of nowhere, with this entity shown having to now step down on Trunks' hand and preventing him from having to crawl any further, was when the entity went on to then continue. And then, so where exactly do you think that you are going here? Because I never said that we were finished, for your suffering here has only just begun, mortal, with a desperate future Trunks responding, please, you don't have to do this, for I had never meant to go and cause any troubles through my actions, but to only help change things for the betterment of us all, a dying future Trunks continues, for the betterment of the innocent and for life itself. And so please just try to understand that, for it doesn't have to go and turn out and having things be this way. And so please just try to come to your senses here, because you are better than this, as you have helped save us all once before. And so please don't continue to go through with this and allowing for things to end like this, sire. With a dark and ominous presence now having to reveal itself, as the entity happens to be none other than an evil version of the Omni King, as this entity known as Omnis then went on to respond, for the betterment of the innocent, huh? For you speak of innocence as if you are trying to imply that you yourself are one of these innocent beings, but you go on to speak of such things as if they truly go and hold any real value to me, when in reality they don't, Saiyan. as the very concept of the innocence that you claim to want to protect and defend will all be ripped away from you, Trunks. And while you continue to go and cling on to this very false idea of hope into thinking that there is going to be a way out of this, the evil Omni King continues, I, on the other hand, hereby stand before this very concept that you just so happen to hold on to, in having me stand ready to go and extinguish it. And while you continue to try and go and beg for your life and having you attempt to go and try to somehow change my mind about it all, I just want for you to simply understand that I am not the same being as the one whom you remembered in having me be, the evil Omni King continues. For you had went and had ultimately brought this all down upon yourself, Saiyan. For I have went and become something that not only far outweighs the concepts of your deepest and darkest nightmares, but my hunger to go and devour and to destroy all of you knows no bounds to begin with, here the evil Omni King continues. And once I have went and found all of which it is that I am currently searching for, I am going to go and plunge every world, every timeline, every reality, and every multiverse and dimension into everlasting and eternal darkness. But since we are already here, the evil Omni King adds, what do you say that you and I have a little bit of fun here before we are to go and put you all out of your misery once and for all, Trunks? As it was only right then and there now, during that moment, for the Beyond Dragon Ball Super Story of the Legacy of the Omniverse, the official top 5 strongest warriors in the multiverse sequel, manga chapter number 13 special, then comes to a close.
Well, actually, I'll go ahead and take it from here, as I do want to go as far as to address something very important with our dear viewers at the moment. As before I go and give you the following information, if you aren't already a member of Unreal's Patreon community, then you are truly missing out on so much without you even knowing, because not only is the next episode already on the page, but if you want to support all of the manga content that you see and gain access to tons of exclusives along the way that range from a variety of different things, then we do encourage for you all to become members of our Patreon community today, for we will link everything down within the description box below and pinned comment section as well. Now I will go as far as to say that although I had already known that this would ultimately end up in having to be the outcome involving both Lord Beerus and Goku, perhaps Lord Beerus has finally accepted and given Goku the credit that he rightfully deserves after going through what he had to go through in order to become the warrior that he is today. But while I never would have expected to witness such a demonic and terrifying force having to finally reveal itself from somewhere deep within the Omniverse, you do not want to go and miss out on what is about to happen coming up next. So we hope that you all enjoyed today's video, and before you leave, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up by smashing that like button on your way out, as well as also subscribing to Unrealistic channel for tons of new Dragon Ball content. So with that, we thank you all so much for watching, as we'll be seeing you all again for the next one.
Now, I know it might be weird, maybe even a little bit sus, but just trust me, okay? Just shove it in your mouth, Catman.
Say what now? I will do no such thing, Talking Bugman, but what I will do is encourage you all to subscribe to Unrelent Gaming for the latest Dragon Ball content. And while you're at it, make sure to like the video. Also, don't forget to become a member of Unrelent Gaming's Patreon community for more exclusive content, early access, and much, much more. Do it now, or I'll destroy your planet, along with every taco.
Hey, don't just waste the goddamn thing. Pass it here.
So I'm trying to give Beerus a taco, man. So that's how you like food, mother lover. And make sure you eat something. He wasn't trying to be erased, right? You feed the cat will not destroy you. Nah. He'll just keep you alive to keep feeding him, though, right? Dang it, Beerus. I got shit to do.
Hey, let go of me, Trunks! You're only making this harder on yourself.
Oh man, this does not look good. Sure it does. If you're rooting for Trunks, that is.
Yo, Goten! Brace up, bro!
Just say it. Give up.
Wow! Goten's already a Super Saiyan! Oh no! Kakarot! not! That's not fair!
Well, hey, don't look at me. He did it.
Hello, Goten. Did you forget? We're not supposed to turn into Super Saiyans, dummy. Oh, yeah. Oops. I won't do it again. I promise. You didn't forget. You knew darn well what you were doing, didn't you? Now, you're cooked.
Of course, Goten is about that life, right? He said, hell, you had me in that lock, nigga, I had to go.
Dragon Ball Super had a lot of shortcomings, but one of the bright spots was the Tournament of Power. I think it was a very ambitious move to introduce dozens of new characters where essentially the entire multiverse was at stake. Vegeta had his moment, Gohan was able to be a major player again, and Goku had one of his most legendary moments in this tournament. But you know, there was one character who was supposed to be legendary. Like, everything surrounding the character built them up as this unstoppable force, and then when I got to the end, I was like, wait, that's it? That's how I feel about Jiren, the character who was supposed to be stronger than the God of Destruction, a character who would be the wall Goku had to climb to break his limits. So today, we're going to break down why Jiren fails as a character to me. Not as a fighter, not as a final boss, but as a character, because there is a difference. You know, there's one thing that I hate about character building sometimes, and that's when a story just tells a character's trauma rather than letting us experience it with them. Jiren's whole obsession with strength and his distrust of others is explained through a quick info dump from Topo. And look, that isn't inherently a problem. Dragon Ball has used shortcuts before. Every story has. But the problem is that Jiren's entire soul is contained in that minute or two monologue. We don't see his childhood, we don't see him lose the one that matters to him, we don't see the slow and painful transformation to an emotionless juggernaut. Because the character doesn't become that walled off in a split second. There's years of pain that caused that. So instead of emotionally connecting with Jiren, we're just told how we're supposed to feel because of the sheer facts of his story. But that can't be everything. Because when I compare Jiren to Vegeta, a character who we watch lose everything, struggle with identity, and rebuild himself, it becomes painfully obvious how much potential Jiren's story had. Now, I am aware that the lacking backstory could very well be because of the structure of the story at the time. Toyotaro had to juggle 80 characters, most of them brand new, fighting at the same time. There just isn't enough time for most of them to get any kind of backstory. But Jiren was the last enemy in the tournament situation with the entire universe on the line. The multiverse. I think he could have gotten a little more attention. And once you realize his backstory isn't anything when it comes to his character, it highlights something even crazier. Jiren is barely involved narratively, and that brings me to my next problem. In great stories, great antagonists shape the narrative. In Dragon Ball Z, the Namek Saga is shaped by Frieza. Even when he isn't on screen, he's still active. Whether it was raiding Namekian villages or collecting Dragon Balls, Frieza's actions impacted everyone else. Cell's whole story is a pursuit for perfection, and he goes to the furthest lengths to get there, and he makes everyone scramble looking for ways to get stronger as quickly as possible. Even Majin Buu was active, but Jiren just sits there. 80% of the time, he's either meditating or staring at you real scary. Like I said before, Jiren is a wall. He's something that Goku has to eventually get over or go through. But the thing about a wall is that it doesn't move. It doesn't make a plan. It doesn't manipulate people around it. A wall is just there. And when the final antagonist of arguably the most ambitious arc of the franchise is like that, it's a little bit of a letdown. Especially when Jiren is as strong as he is. Dragon Ball is full of universal level characters, and Jiren is a step above that. And stronger characters never meant that Goku couldn't have great back and forths. Essentially, every major antagonist Goku has had to go against was much stronger than him, but there was still a rivalry kind of aspect there. I mean, Goku and Vegeta go without saying, but even with Frieza, for much of their fight, Frieza was so much stronger than Goku, but those sections worked because their values clashed just as great as their fists did. But with Goku and Jiren, their relationship for 90% of their fight was one way. Goku does grow physically because of Jiren, just like he did with Demon King Piccolo, just like he did with Vegeta, just like he did with Frieza. But Jiren didn't force Goku to grow psychologically. Jiren doesn't challenge or change anything about Goku's emotions or really anything about his identity, who he is. And when half of a relationship is stagnant like that, I think the story tries to overcompensate.
And he
It
is
tries to
fire. What
force
up? Good to
growth
see you.
or
How you
change
doing?
into the character right at the end. But that only
Hopefully it's a
exposes
Super
another flaw with
Saturday.
Jiren,
If not,
and it's one of my pet peeves with
we'll
stories
try
in
again,
general.
right?
And it's when a story rushes, but only at the end. Because if the Tournament of Power gave Jiren a little more time to develop emotionally, this moment here...
This must be the secret of the seventh universe. The power of trust.
Could have been beautiful. For the entire tournament, Jiren rejects teamwork, trust, and rejects the idea that relying on others is strength. Then in literally the final episode, he gets knocked out, Goku says some nice words to him, and suddenly he's opening up, accepting his teammates and showing growth. Like, that has got to be earned. There was no payoff at that moment. Not to me. But listen, there are plenty of times where a key moment is rushed and I can still like the character, but that's only when I think the character is fully fleshed out. Because I do think that there is a powerful theme when it comes to Jiren. He's supposed to symbolize a lot of what Goku isn't. Jiren lives in isolation, whereas Goku makes connections everywhere he goes. Jiren is a control freak when Goku puts his faith in others. Jiren is all about strength alone, whereas Goku believes in shared strength. Beautiful setup on paper. The Tournament of Power reminds me a lot of Dragon Ball GT in the fact that many of the ideas and concepts introduced were some of Dragon Ball's best, but for whatever reason, they aren't executed well. For example, when Goku achieves Ultra Instinct, this divine power based on the ability to let go and trust in yourself, it would have been great if in that moment Jiren got stronger or evolved through trusting someone else. But the power-up that we do get from Jiren is him diving even deeper into his flawed ideals. So when I put all of this together, the shallow backstory, him just sitting around, the lack of emotional weight, the dry relationship between him and Goku, the rushed redemption, I started to see a bigger picture. Jiren failed because he wasn't really allowed to be a real character. He was more so a physical representation of something that had to happen. Jiren was written like a requirement. Think of Dragon Ball Super back then. The story needed someone stronger than a god. After Super Saiyan Blue hit in Zamasu, the Dragon Ball thing to do is to create an even stronger antagonist. So someone stronger than a god of destruction was only right. It'd be the only logical way to push Goku to a form that could define the series. Because before the Tournament of Power, I don't think Dragon Ball Super had a moment. Like a real moment. Something that everyone who witnessed it will remember where they were. They needed an antagonist that felt impossible to beat, and that would only amp up the moment where Goku could fight them and win. And from that standpoint, Dragon Ball Super succeeded. I think Goku unlocking and mastering the Ultra Instinct are standout moments in the Dragon Ball franchise. But when it comes to Jiren, I think the power part of his character came first, and then everything else was after. Aesthetically, Jiren is really cool, and I think with a more complete personality and background, he would be on the same level as the Cells and Demon King Piccolos. Yet, that's not the case. Jiren didn't fail because he was emotionless or stoic or unbelievably strong. He failed because, to me, Toyotaro never gave him a good reason to be anything more. A reason exists, I just don't think it's good. Jiren could have been the perfect philosophical foil to Goku. He could have carried the emotional weight of the Tournament of Power just as he carried its biggest fights. He could have been an all-time antagonist, but in reality, he's the stepping stone for Ultra Instinct. To say that Frieza was only the stepping stone for Goku becoming a Super Saiyan is an insult to his character. To say that Cell was only the stepping stone for Super Saiyan 2 is an insult. Maybe being the reason a Saiyan gets a new form is enough for some people, but it's hard not to feel like Dragon Ball Super missed something special with Jiren.
And it's always fun to see.
Listen,
the
we're not
last
talking about
transformation
perfection.
from the
We're
old
talking
movie.
about goodness of heart, and all five of you have risked your lives to save the universe. That makes you all righteous, as I see it.
Oh, even angry guy?
Like you could judge me!
Vegeta may have been evil a long time ago, but he's been fighting on our side for years now. We'd be lost without him. He's good in my book.
You're right. He's changed a lot since he came to Earth. He hasn't been evil in a long time. He's like a model citizen.
I won't tolerate mockery! The Prince of all Saiyans is not some righteous hearted goody-goody!
Cool it off, Prince Badman. Just give it a try already.
That's what I see. By all means.
Folks, I needed to play the game, folks. Fuck you, I'm about to get different. It get like
What, the batteries ain't fit?
no, I have to put So let me put y'all on. Y'all gotta hit their ass with that. Let me put y'all on. Y'all gotta hit their ass with that, Pete. Grandma, you talk about.
Mind y'all, they not
Hold that motherfucker right here.
Well, you got the skinny battery?
Bro, just go get a PS5.
Look.
Put that on your Christmas list.
Look.
What the fuck?
Turn that motherfucker around.
Damn.
He used conductive metals to get his controller back working. Hey, the boy used some of that bullshit.
お前はもう終わりだ。なんでお前は俺に勝てない。あの時の俺とは違う。お前の計画は失敗に終わる。ここの上にこの邪魔をするな。諦めるんだな。お前を殺すぞ。出し惜しみはなしだ。困ったもんだぜ。では諸君、退屈しのぎができそうだが、どういうつもりで加勢したかは知らん。大したものだ。ベジータ、歴史のアフロに。貴様ら、ふざけやがって。俺の弾けについてこれるか。さて、奴はベジータにお見せすることができたな。ここで話させてもらおう。そうだったのか。あの時は慣れない体だったが、今なら土下座すれば許してやってもいいぜ。クソが文明、別の敵を狙え。やれ。血が潰しにはなったな。すぐに。
Oh, these are Dragon Ball what is for the people that don't know what the fuck I'm watching, because, you know, I had to find something else Dragon Ball to make sure I hit close to that 1 hour mark at least. You know, I ain't want to short y'all on a Saturday, you know, make y'all think that the new year had me intoxicated or something. So this is what if, I'm guessing the Saiyans came looking for Vegeta during the Cell Saga, and they sensed his power level in Cell or something like that. But you know, the scouter, they said it has his power signature. It's just not his own power signature. There's another copy, but this one was more powerful, so we came to it type of shit. Yeah.
指図してんじゃねえよ。雑魚に用はない。そう、その姿は何のつもりだ。まさか。鼻毛の見心のままに奴の顔面に。もはや登場の余地はねえ。楽しませてくれるものだ。相変わらずの強さだな、孫悟空。敵として戦いたい。この星物と貴様らを強引にするさ。お前は俺に勝てない。なぜならスーパーサイヤ人は孫悟空。サイヤ人を狙いなさい。これで終わりだ。しまった。身を守れよ、虫けらども。覚悟しろ。俺たちは復讐に来た。相当鍛えたよ。あなたを父さんが合体しちゃった。いい加減のつもりか。ベジータ、ウロリ、やれ。あるといいんですな。
Trunks Gap.
いざ孫悟空。カカロット、ベジータ。そんじゃ一応やっか。まあこっからが本番だ。そんなことができるか。父さん頼む。心配すんな。これがサイヤ人の本性というわけか。タンクス、平和な世の中を取り返してやるんだ。あ、そのために45ミニッツ切り抜けられそうだったんだけどよ。ちょっと
も見ねえうちにずいぶんたくましまあなんとかなったらなんて早くしろ
Trucks just gets beat up the whole time. That's fucked up. Then they won't get it right the first time, or would they? Yeah, you know they took that straight out of Broly.
どうしたうわあらやるぞこいつを食らえこれでとどめだ
なんだかやり
貴様チャンピオンの力を見せてやろうそうだ5分
16号さん
動物たちを守ってくれたことを言ったはずだ何者だお前を小鳥たちが逃げてしまった
俺がこんなはずじゃ
あら
So he said instead of letting them transform, he what? Just went ahead and absorbed them as he was transforming. Boom. Now you got Super Beast Buhan. Damn. That would be some shit. Let me get my pen and paper out so I can write that one down.
あうせえやっぱただもんじゃねえな一緒に戦ってくれんのはやべえかもしんねえなどうしようもねえバカなやつだほらこんなにワクワクしたもん諦めろ遊びは終わりだ Do you understand?
ごきげんようなんだと18を楽しませてもらおうかさてと何これが本気になった私だ仲良くしようじゃないかだが18号には手は出させん元に戻ったらどうだ幸運かもしれんぞ見せてやろうさて交代してやるぞでは無駄な努力は要すんだな私にとっては蚊に刺されたようなものささっさと消えろほう向かってくるのか逃げずにこの近くに近づいてくるのか
Fight you? No, I wanna kill you.
何言っておる近づかなきゃてめえをぶちのめす
よし行くぞ最初から飛ばしていくぞ Don't you do it Don't you do it 俺を残っちゃいねえや
さっさと始めようぜ
よっしゃーうわそれ早い Fight you? No, I won't. Over here, done. Done. ありゃ面白いすごいとああ信じろ熱いな子供じゃありません Done it.
Yeah, that was a nice little montage of what ifs. If you missed anything, run it back. Yeah, speaking of which, y'all know to go check out the big homie
You're a lot stronger now
over
than the
at
last
DJ
time I saw you,
Is.
Frieza. There's no
Appreciate
question
that
about
beat that's
that.
gonna drop
But
here
it's
in
been
a
a
minute.
really long time, and in case you didn't notice, I've gotten stronger too.
The first time we fought, I made mistakes and you caught me off guard. To ensure that won't happen, I'm going to take my final form from the start.
Holy crap! That's incredible. Just what kind of training did he do?
Guys, this is way worse than I thought. If there was ever a time to run for the hills, this is it.
I'll tell you this, you're no pushover, that's for sure. If you weren't rotten to the core, you'd actually make a perfect sparring partner for me. What a waste of talent.
That's just the sort of small-minded drivel that makes your existence so intolerable. Go on. Channel that Super Saiyan glow I hate so much.
To be honest, Frieza, I'm not so sure I need to yet.
Well. Our monkey's wearing even bigger breeches now.
That's right.
Fine. The black-haired Goku's pelt will look just as good on my wall.
Said I had to fight you with your natural Saiyan hair. Okay, yeah. Either way, I'm trying to catch the body though, right? Anyways, like I was saying, y'all know to go hit up the big homie at DJ Is. Hell, 4 or 5 years later, we still beat bopping and rocking steady, right?
I'll always have a place for you to stay. In the garden, by the door, in the bedroom, on the floor. Remember me when you're far away. I'll always have a place for you to stay. In the middle of the night, I'm gonna be there till the morning light. Remember me when you're far away. I'll always have a place for you to stay. In the garden, by the door, in the bedroom, on the floor. Remember me when you're far away. I'll always have a place for you to stay. In the middle of the night, I'm gonna be there till the morning light. Remember me when you're far away. I'll always have a place for you to stay. In the garden.